We are back in case 3 from game 2. Sad clown face appears on the screen. Silly clowns. Let me tell you. Silly clowns. Yesterday we finished the first day of court and we figured out that there was an accident involving a lion named Leon and the brother of Acro named Bat, who is now in hospital and will never walk again, I guess, because he's in a coma and he has severe brain damage forever. But this is not good. And someone killed the ringmaster. Oh, did I say killed? I mean murdered. This is what this game is about, I guess. So, can I talk about Leon? No, why is he still here? I tried everything on him, huh? I'm concerned that I have to do something with him too. Go to the lodging. And let's go to Acro's room. Ah, Mr. Wright, back again, I see. Well, he did say I'll be back. Wait, or was that someone else? Back because Acro's hiding. Why his legs were injured? He was hurt in the accident 6 months ago. He was hurt too. It would seem that he knows that we know. Well, it seems you've got things you want to talk about, so fire away. I will fire you. Present me your secrets. Now, or I will kill your soul. Let's go. About the wheelchair. Okay, let's see. What's the first thing? That was the cause. Acro, are you really telling me? Was the cause? Oh, okay. So I can like show him the lion now, maybe. Leon, 6 months ago you were attacked by the lion. That's when you were injured. Okay. I know I'm on the right track. I just need to keep going. You're saying that I was attacked by a lion? That's what I say. That's what I'm saying. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright, but I'm an acrobat. I'm no animal tamer. If a lion was coming at me, I'd be running for the exit. Okay, maybe attacked is not the best word to be using. But let me rephrase that as battle the lion. You seem to enjoy telling jokes. Why would I decide to battle a lion? Because you had to fight it? You had to fight it to save someone else. Your brother. Bat. It was a shame what happened to your brother 6 months ago. You tried to save him, didn't you? And that's how you got the terrible injury. I guess it's true. Good. Mo. He must have told you. Yes, we learned about Bat from Mo. But he didn't mention anything about you in regards to the accident. I suppose it was just a slip of the tongue on his part. That's how I figured it out. Slip of the tongue. Sorry, yes. Anyways, they were an incredible team, cut down together in their prime. Cut down together. That was where he slipped, and that's how I figured it out. You two ended up at the center of the same accident together, like always. I see. But an accident is an accident. It happens. It wasn't anyone's fault. I still haven't broken Acro's last psych lock. This must be one incredibly deep-seated secret. It wasn't anyone's fault. Do you care to explain more? Acro, I know you are still hiding something from me. Oh. See. Regina, you always seem calm and collected until you start talking about her. Saying things like she's cruel. Maybe. Well done, Mr. Attorney. You've got quite the set of eagle eyes. You know, her tiger tried to attack me. Regan's tried to attack you. Twice. He wasn't serious, I'm sure. Sorry. You're not trying to insinuate that I believe she spurred on Leon to attack Bat, are you? Leon was never taught a command to attack people. Regina isn't capable of doing anything like that. Besides, Regina had no reason to want to hurt my little brother. Regina and Bat were such good friends back then. But you still hate Regina. I've got proof of it. What are you talking about? Maybe I overdo it again. But if I can hand something over to Acro, maybe it will... Here's proof that you had it out for Regina all along. I guess it's the frickin' note, huh? Let's try it. This. Did you get it? Regina posted it on the bulletin board in the cafeteria. Before that, it was in her pocket. I guess I noticed it. It was in there around breakfast time. I always take Acro his breakfast in the morning. You wrote this, and then you put it in her pocket. That's right, isn't it? That's right. Well done, Mr. Wright. Let's hear about what's going on here. I'm interested in this. More or less. More or less. Wheelchair, let's go. My legs were injured by Leon. 6 months ago, my younger brother, Bad, had a dare with Regina. A dare? An absurd dare. No, this was not a game. If I can't put my head inside of Leon's mouth like you do, you have to go to the movies with me on a date. That's insane. Didn't you know how dangerous that is? We all thought he was being stupid too, but that lion was very old to begin with, and age brought with it countless experience in doing that very trick. Unfortunately, this particular time, I guess Leon wasn't ready or willing. And that's when the accident happened. He just wanted to take her out to the movies. Poor Bat. When Leon jumped down, I jumped towards him. Then Leon attacked me, and that's how I ended up. What about Bat? He's still in a coma. I went to the hospital yesterday to visit him. I see. I'm still waiting for him to open his eyes again. And that's the reason why I keep going. Regina and Bat. Bat and Regina. They were such great friends. Oh yeah, I wanted you to take a look at this. What is it? There's blood on it, huh? This is the scarf my brother was wearing when Leon attacked him. Gross, it's covered in blood. This scarf. It was a present from Regina to my brother on the day of the accident. Huh. When he did it, he looked like he was smiling. Huh? He? Leon, obviously. Oh. When he bit down on Bat's head, the expression on Leon's face looked like a grin. Nick, I know, most said the same thing. What do you think it all means? I'll be taking that scarf, if you don't mind. Miss Ongama, I've already heard everything, so hand over the scarf. But the scarf is evidence in the trial. That is for me to decide. I think we should begin our preparations now, Acro. Preparations? I've served a summons. I've served a summons to Acro to appear in court tomorrow as a witness. Acro, we'll talk more at the prosecutor's office. Acro, a witness? Come, Acro, let's go to the office. Yes, ma'am. I mean... Now what do we do, Nick? How are we going to handle tomorrow? Don't worry about it. I'll figure something out. Look at you, all full of confidence. You must have found something you can use. This is all beginning to come together. This is all beginning to come together now. Not really. Not really. I mean, yes, but no. Oh, we should. Yeah, okay. It was a weird point to stop yesterday then, huh? Okay. December 30, 9:41 a.m. Lobby 5. Good morning, Max. Oh, yeah, good morning, sweeties. You don't seem like your usual sparkling self today. I'm always like this before I go in front of an audience. I'm working up to it. Tee. Don't get nervous, Maxie. Here, have a glass of milk. Regina! How fabulous, my sweetie pie princess. You came to watch my performance today? Of course I did. Mo told me that I should come and watch this. Mo said that. So, what kind of performance will you put on today? Let me guess, you fly at the end? It's not that kind of show, isn't that right, my sweeties? Huh? I think my sweetie pie princess doesn't... Yeah, she doesn't seem to realize what's going on, or even where she is. Well, Max, it looks like it's time to raise the curtain. I'll see you later. Today, I'm just a member of the audience. Fabulous. Enjoy yourself out there. Good luck, Max. You're the best. Does she really like him? Regina's different, don't you think, Nick? Up for the morning to ya. Is he Irish? Everybody, let's get ready to get stuck in legal limbo. How long can you go? Oh. Top of the morning to ya, Governor. Top of the morning. That's the ticket. Attacking the day starts with energy in the morning. The early bird gets the worm. But then again, worms lack higher brain function. Here, Max, I brought you a present. Have some milk. Oh my. Thanks. So how are you today, Wright? Stop, your energy makes me tired, yeah. It's like, oh no, please don't do that. Like, I have not only so much energy to go through the day. If I waste it all on the morning, it's over. I'm old. Well, I've got the feeling that today I'm going to face off against the real culprit. You mean Acro? Huh? You think he did it? Careful. He's used to putting his life on the line, literally. He's got guts to spare. If all I've got to worry about is how thin the tightrope is, I'm used to it already. It just means that I won't be able to press him like I can other witnesses. What are you going to do then, Nick? I guess today we'll just have to do without our usually psychological warfare. Today we rely on evidence. It's the only way we'll get past Acro and to the truth. You're right. But it's gonna be tough. Anyways, I want you to make sure that Regina sees it all today. It's important. Then she'll finally have to deal with the reality of what happened to her father. I want us to make sure Regina watches. Yeah. That's why I brought her here to court today. Oh, like Mo's a real, like, reliable character then, huh? Oh, interesting. What's that supposed to mean? She need to know that when people die, they don't just become stars. I may be an old-fashioned clown, but I don't believe in people becoming stars. Huh. All is now in session for the trial of Maximilian Galactica. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Very well. Miss von Karma, you may proceed with your case. The prosecution would like to revise its previous theory of events. What's the meaning of this? We have discovered a new witness, or shall I say a new eyewitness. Or one that saw Maximilian Galactica fly off from the scene of the crime. I had a feeling something like this would come up. Due to this revision, we are now prepared to explain how the defendant flew that night. Ooh! An explanation the prosecution will present if the need so arises. In fact, my detective stayed up all night creating a mock-up of the scene on my orders. Program show. Yeah. Very well, very well. Please call your witness to the stand. Time to get to work, or shall I say, time to walk the courtroom the courtroom tightrope. Please don't do that, Phoenix. Oh, he brought his birds with him too. More birds. Okay. Name and occupation? Ken Dingling, but everyone calls me Acro. I'm employed as an acrobat at the very big circus. Where were you at the night of the crime? I was in my room that night. If you look at the map, you will see the witness's room is near the crime scene. My room is on the 3rd floor. The crime scene is below my window. The night of the crime, the witness saw something quite shocking. Would you tell us what you witnessed, okay? Oh, we're not losing time here, huh? What I witnessed. Like, we're like hardly 50 minutes in. And we're in court again, good. It was just after 10 PM. And I was resting in my bed. Around that time I heard a large thump noise from outside the window. Then, a few moments later, I saw someone flying right by my window. It was Max Galactica. I only saw him from behind, but that's how it looked like. Yeah. To be honest, when I saw that, I thought I was dreaming. This witness testimony matches up exactly with that of the clown. If that's the case, there is very little to prosecute. The prosecution needs to add. All that's left is to explain how the defendant disappeared into the sky that night. Before we get that far, I'd like to cross-examine the witness. Foolish choice by a foolish fool who wishes to feel the foolish sadness of a sad fool. What? A man must know the proper timing of things, Mr. Phoenix, right? Just like your old friend, Mr. Miles Edgeworth did. Right. We have a problem with the eyewitness's testimony. The witness's testimony. In the words of Miss von Karma, I may quote yesterday's proceedings. There is no way that actually happened. Very well, you may proceed with your cross-examination. Yeah, don't you dare, speaking of edgy, he's dead now. It was just after 10 PM. How did you know? You said that you were resting in bed. One would thus assume that you turned the lights off in your room, correct? That's correct. But there are safety lights around the outside of the lodging house. It's so bright, sometimes it can make it hard to sleep. If that's the case, wouldn't it be a good idea to close some curtains? I never really thought of that. I guess that means I'm off to buy some curtains. Sometimes I do make myself useful in these chambers. Ow! The witness will proceed. Okay, so this was nothing. Your room is on the 3rd floor, right? Yes. And you said that you were resting in bed. That's correct. But you were still able to hear sound from outside? I was indeed. There is a contradiction. Oh. Save, I guess. I guess let's save. There is a huge contradiction with the testimony that was just given. What? If there's a contradiction, then prove it with evidence. She's right. Let's see some evidence. Do you have any evidence to support your claim of a contradiction? Maybe the autopsy report? No. You're not going to be able to get through this one with your usual bluff routine. Your client looks to be ready to take off once again. Okay. So no penalty, but you know. Around that time I heard a large thump noise. Slap table. Are you sure it was a human being? It could have been a mannequin or perhaps a large action figurine. Well, setting aside the possibility of a mannequin, an action figure is plausible. You have no need to mince words with Mr. Feeney's Wright. Testify to the truth and only the truth, just as if we were here with you that night. I believe it was a human. Damn. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. The lighting in the room was turned off, right? That's true. I was going to bed after all. So, with the lights off, you were still able to clearly see a human fly by your window. The safety lights lit things up enough for me to see, but honestly, there was only enough light for me to see the silhouette outside my window. It wasn't the person's back, so I couldn't see the white roses on the front. Did you see any of the other symbols? I clearly saw the silk hat as well as the cloak wrapped around his body. I'm convinced that the person I saw was Max Galactica. More press him? There's nothing wrong with the testimony. Stop that, Mr. Wright. Stop that, Mr. Wright! When did you start thinking that that you saw wasn't a dream? Yeah. That's not important. Oh, whoa. I believe that the prosecution has done a bit of maintenance on the witness's memory. Just to make sure, let's ask the witness. Abstained. Don't abstain that. Akram must be lying about what he saw, right? Of course. Now the challenge will be to expose his lying court. But how? So my only thing is I only can present to this some evidence, huh? I only can present to this evidence. Present to this. But the only thing I guess is this. Let's press it and let's present evidence to this. Okay. Okay, interesting. Interesting nonsense. Interesting nonsense here. So let's see my stuff here. Oh yeah. Can I say about the head again? Let's try the head again. Let's press it and try the head again. Because the head should not be there, right? In my... There is a contradiction, okay, let's go. It must be the head here, because the head can't be upside. Yeah, okay. I have to think a little bit outside the box for this case, I guess. You claim to have seen the exact same thing Mo saw that night. Do you stand by that? What do you mean? The silk hat. What about the silk hat? I saw it on Max's head as he flew by my window. Well, you should have tried looking down out of your window that night. That would have been quite difficult considering the state that I'm in. Just looking out at the window was a tough enough challenge for me. It's a shame, because you would have noticed the silk hat found on the scene. That's the ringmaster's hat, right? Afraid not. No matter how you look at it, this is Max's silk hat. Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Are you saying that Max has two silk hats? No. This is a handmade one-of-a-kind model, made only for Maximilian Galactica, which means, Acro, that you've been fibbing on the stand. Fibbing? Oh, how dare you fib on my stand, dude? Fibbing? As always, it looks like someone just had to open their mouth before thinking. Are you okay, Nick? Well, I opened my big mouth and now I have to back it up. How about it, Mr. Wright? What would cause this witness to commit perjury in this court today? Is a grudge against Max? Can I shave this? Oh, I can shave this. Yeah, let's shave. Let's see. I could just say Acro was dreaming. Because they pointed it out. He's the real culprit? I don't know if I want to go that far. Let's try the grudge first. Perhaps it is because Acro has a grudge against the defendant, which is why he's trying to frame Max. Ow. Why me? What I do? Never get your fat hat in the way of a whip bent on finding justice. Mr. Phoenix Wright, I have no interest in your silly little theories. Has he a grudge against the defendant, huh? You wouldn't happen to have proof of that. Well, that's the thing. Mr. Wright, thanks to you, I got my hat lashed by Miss von Karma's whip. I don't like getting hit for nothing, so how about you answer with an explanation? Are you okay, Nick? Okay, I don't get penalized. He was dreaming. It's obvious that what Acro saw, he didn't actually see at all, because it was a dream. So you plan on writing off all the inconvenient facts as nothing but dreams. Maybe you should just pinch your cheeks and see if you are actually awake. Ow! I think your whip proved this isn't a dream just fine, Mr. Wright. Oh yeah, are we going like this far out of the window here? Let's go. Your Honor, on this occasion, the defense accuses Acro himself. On this occasion? What in the world are you accusing him of? Obviously, we accuse him of the murder of Mr. Russell Berry. Okay. Mr. Wright, are you serious? Deadly serious, Your Honor. I think your trips to the circus have served you well. You seem to have learned how to try and grab at an audience's heart and mind. Your Honor, don't allow yourself to be swayed by theatrics. Trying to wow the crowd with smoke and mirrors is the oldest bluff in the book. Really? If you don't believe me, just look at the witness. He's calm enough for it to not almost be scary. Why is this bird like peeking on me now? What? He's staying rather calm and collected. Mr. Dingling, do you have any response to the defense's accusation? I don't really need to say a thing, do I? What do you mean? Everyone, take a good look at me. I can't even stand up by myself, let alone leave the lodging house. That's true. I understand that Mr. Wright is just trying to help his client. But to do this by accusing me of a murder of all things... See, even a sliver of common sense makes it clear the accusation is ludicrous. Ridiculous. Something like that. She's right. Way to pick on the disabled, you heartless, cruel man. Uh-oh, I did it now. Phoenix is a pony head. Hey, a poopy head, not pony. Pony heads are nice. See that, Mr. Phoenix, right? If you're trying to drum up the part from the peanut gallery, that's how you do it. I think that's enough of this little game. I've got a doctor's note to confirm that Acro is unable to stand under his own power. Maybe the defense is planning on making a claim to counter this as well. I can hear the defense now. Acro had an accomplice. What do you say about this, Mr. Wright? Did Acro have an accomplice? I have an accomplice. It's saving. It did. It's impossible for Acro to be the murderer in this case. If that's the case, then it's natural of one to consider possible accomplice. Don't say. Not good, not good. This isn't going to end well. Don't tell me you think you're going to get off easy. What? You must not have heard that sound just now. Maybe it wasn't clear enough. My badge! The sound of you falling into your own trap can be hard to notice sometimes, Mr. Wright. It seems as if you won't be stopping at Acro, but will be making other accusations? If Acro did not have an accomplice, things are not looking good for you. I understand, Your Honor. Very well, let's continue. Who, perchance, would happen to be Acro's accomplice? Ben? Ben? Or Regina? Ben? Or Regina? I have no idea. Miss Von Karma. It's not Mo for sure. Russell Berry himself could be the one. Maybe. Ben? Regina? Huh. Ben? He hates Max Gentleman. Maximilian Galactica, sorry. He hates Maximilian Galactica. He wants him out of the way. To get Regina for himself. So I guess Ben, let's go. You don't say. Uh-oh, this is suddenly looking very, very bad. Don't tell me you think you're going to get off easy. Do I have proof that he is an accomplice? Huh. Did I get myself boned right here? Uh-oh. I have now to fiddle something out that is going to make him look like the second, the accomplice? I mean, it has to be the bust then, huh? Mr. Wright, yes, Your Honor? This piece of evidence is lacking of preservative power. Ah, okay. What? So what are we doing now? Okay, I guess he didn't have an accomplice then, huh? Now then, this must be when we get to hear the name of the mystery accomplice. Not this time, Von Karma. What? You're right, you know. You're not going to sucker me into this one. What are you babbling about, Mr. Wright? There was no accomplice. Acro planned and committed this murder all by himself. I mean, yeah, why not? Order! What are you getting at? Why, to keep them on their toes, Nick? Wait to keep them on their toes. I'm going to have to prove how it all fits together. I have to show how Acro murdered Russell Berry. Can you do it, Nick? Can you really do it? I know that I can't. I know what I can't do. I can't stop now. If I stop attacking, I'm doomed. Then let's do it. Mr. Phoenix Wright, if this witness is the killer, then his eyewitness account is all lies, right? Mr. Wright, I'd like you to clear something up for me. When the crime was committed, exactly where was Mr. Dingling? In his room. In his room. He was obviously here the entire time. It's Acro's room. Pretty simple, eh? Acro wasn't able to leave the lodging house by himself. In that case, there can be only one correct answer. Acro didn't leave his room to kill the ringmaster. What? This is nuts. What are you saying, Mr. Dingling? It's an interesting theory. That's it? Considering that what you proposed is impossible, yes, that's it. Impossible? Why? Mr. Wright, yeah, Your Honor? As the witness has stated, your assertion is impossible. As he is in a wheelchair, there is no way he could go to the scene or be the killer. You got a point. It seems you've forgotten once again, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The defendant was clearly spotted at the scene of the crime. That's true. He was not seen at the crime scene. Most said that he saw Max, didn't he? But Maya, it's still impossible for humans to fly. Don't you mind if I asked a question, Mr. Wright? What is it? I understand some of your logic. However, how do you think that I killed him? If I can't leave my room, I obviously couldn't wear Max's costume. How did he do it? That's the next course of the legal buffet. Be careful, Nick. If you mess up here, she's right. Can't mess up here. Time to enlighten us to how Mr. Dingle committed the crime. I can't present evidence now. I mean, I can present the picture of the evidence now. Let's go with... not now. I think we will finally be graced with an explanation. Don't push it, Von Karma. What? What? You aren't gonna suck me in this time. I'm smart enough to know when I don't have the cards to play on my hand sucks right now. What do you mean, Mr. Wright? He means that everything he said up until now has all been nonsense. Huh? It's true, right? If you can't establish proof of our murder theory, then it's nonsense. He's trying to fool us. Oh, what? I can only... Oh! I try this and then I try the wooden box, huh? Yeah. What's that? A picture? It is indeed. The problem is with the item that's shown in the picture. The bust. It's quite a large bust. And because it is life-sized, it is also very, very heavy. Heavy enough to guarantee a certain death. Especially if it was dropped from the third-story window. Ah, he's like getting pissed now. Good. See? This is how Acro was able to kill the Ringmaster. With the force of gravity and Maximilian Galactica's amply bust. Huh. Order! So you're saying the bust fell onto the Ringmaster. Phrasing. Am I doing something wrong? Or is everything good so far? A rather simple crime. Even if you were stuck in a wheelchair, it would be incredibly easy to commit. Is amply bust? Is that something I look at this up? I'm confused now. Ample. Ample. Okay. It's ample bust. How could you possibly wheel a wheelchair with something so heavy? It's impossible. Well, Acro is an acrobat. He should have more than enough upper body strength to carry something like the bust. Mr. Dingling, how do you respond to these charges? Well, Acro's at a loss for words. He should be. He knows that I'm getting close to the truth. Well. I'd watch what I say if I were you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? Your Honor, the physical health of the witness is material to this case. I demand that we get proper testimony from the witness himself. Testimony, you say? Karma. He's just using his testimony as a ruse to stall for time. There is absolutely no need for such testimony. The defense has his its version of the murder. The prosecution has the right to respond. The defense's objection is overruled. Mr. Dingling, I'm sorry, but we need you to testify about your physical condition. If you have any doubts about your ability to testify, we can request expert testimony. The witness will have no problems, however, let's all be respectful towards him. Thank you. Acro's physical state. I suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bust. I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobat, and only my legs were injured. However, lifting the bust and looking out of the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Thus, it would be unrealistic for me to drop the bust on him, don't you think? Yeah, Yeah, and this is the problem, I guess. I guess again, I think he didn't want to kill him. I guess he wanted to kill someone else. Maybe. I have no doubts in regards of this witness's testimony. It was impossible for him to lift the bust and stick himself out far enough to look. Not to mention that he could not have known the location of the ringmaster's head. A single false step would have led to even more severe injuries. That's what I was thinking. What is your opinion on the matter, Mr. Wright? I'd still like to proceed with my cross-examination. He's simply stalling. It's shameful, really. I can't let her get to me. I've got to focus. I have got to focus. Huh. I don't know. So far this case is going in a direction I like, because it's pointing towards a contraption and a very clever, you know, trap to kill someone. But again, I don't know, like, why are we doing this now again? Because the obvious thing here is he's not just whoop, you know, throwing the bust out the window, because then the bust would have laid in the snow or on the victim, or, you know, besides them or something like this. He like made a trap out of the bust and used like the, you know, strings and all that to do this. And why is that? Because if I were to do that, I'd end up falling out the window myself. I still haven't gotten much feeling back in my legs yet. So you couldn't have thrown that bust out of the window. How long do you think your recovery will take? You have to remember that my nerves were severely damaged. I'm currently undergoing some extremely intensive rehabilitations, but it's still going to take a while before I'm back to 100%. Let me remind you of another very important point. If the witness was carrying the bust, he would not be able to see out below the window. Why do you say it would be impossible? Allow me to explain. You accept that if I was carrying the bust, I couldn't see out below the window. Thus, there is no way that I would know the location of the ringmaster's head. Well, I suppose you've got a point. What if you turn things around? Maybe if you think Maybe if you think of it sort of like this. If he knew the location of the ringmaster's head, then he could drop the bust. It does make sense. If only I could prove somehow. A good hint. That Akron knew the location of the ringmaster's head without looking down. Yeah, it is easy. I think I've already explained things sufficiently. Oh. If all you had to do was drop it, then it wouldn't have been a problem at all. If all I had to do was drop it, you're right. I could have done that. However, there is no way that I could land a direct hit on the ringmaster's head. So that kind of makes your theory a bit pointless, doesn't it, Mr. Wright? He's strong enough. The main problem is how he could have aimed for the head. Okay. The thing is timing again, I guess. Again, the thing here is again like timing. When I point out my evidence here, because my evidence is clearly the box this time. I don't know if this is the right place for it. I guess. Acro, you didn't really need to lean out of the window, did you? What are you driving at, Mr. Wright? You already knew ahead of time where the ringmaster's head was going to be. Quite precisely, I may add. Your silly hinting at things is pointless, Mr. Wright. Enough stalling. How about you show us some evidence? But I did such a good job hinting. Yes. Hurry up and explain things, Mr. Wright. Maybe you should take a look at this. That's the photo now, right? Yeah. The key point here is the wooden box. The same wooden box that the victim was found hunched over. The same. The question is, who placed the wooden box here? Ooh. When Ben and company saw the ringmaster, they didn't see him holding the box, which means that this wooden box was already placed at the scene of the crime. I have to admit that your theory makes a lot of sense. Yes, it does. The moment that the bust came falling down was exactly the same moment that the ringmaster lifted up this wooden box. Lifted up, okay. I guess I'm thinking this now. Which means that the answer to all these questions is now crystal clear. You mean, if the bust were to fall upon the point marked out by the wooden box, there would be no way that it could miss the head of the victim. Oh, yo, when he's like, you know, bowing down to get him. Would make sense, yes. If you expect him to grab the box. This is unbelievable. Finally, some of these loose ends are starting to tighten themselves up. Now I just gotta keep going, and there is only one way to go from here forward, like always. So the next question I have is, who placed the wooden box at the scene? It was Mr. Dingling, of course. He connected it to a rope, and then all he had to do was lowering it down. Ow. Allow me to whip some. Ow! Mr. Phoenix Wright. Ow! The ringmaster's head could have been anywhere when he lifted the box. That's why the box was so specially made. Specially made. Indeed. It had the most particular feature. I guess the weight. You have to like lift it very heavily, huh? Slab table and confidence. The box has a remarkable weight. According to the courtroom, it weighs 20 pounds. Just to lift up this wooden box would have required. Oh, I see. One would have to squat down, then lift it up with their body, wouldn't you say? That's exactly what I was trying to point at. The box is also very large. The box also has carrying handles on either side, doesn't it? That is correct. To lift up the box, you'd have to squat down. Yeah, don't use your spine to lift the box, like breaking you in two halves. Everything okay? Which means that no matter who you are, how you are, who you are, your head would be in approximately the same place. Yeah, this is true though. Fool! He's a Robert in court. Does he even bother to listen to me anymore? You fool! I've heard what you had to say. I must admit, I'm shocked at your imaginative skills. Did you do it? Did you place this wooden box in the plaza? Mr. Wright may have a vivid imagination, but I could never have done what he's proposing. What is this? The fucking, like, Chewbacca defense here or what? What is this? Yeah, good. Okay, I see. Mr. Wright, do you recall the origin location of Max's bust? I remember. It was in the kitchen all along. Of course I remember. It was on top of the table in the cafeteria. When? Then what happened to it? I'd like you to remember one important fact, Mr. Wright. I could not possibly leave the lodging house by myself. Ah, that means you understand what I mean, don't you? I may very well have been able to drop the bust from my room. However, how could I have gotten the bust from the cafeteria to my room? I don't know, 5 days before? You see, Mr. Phoenix Wright, explain that. Don't forget, you said there was no accomplice. Tell us exactly how the witness would have carried the bust from the cafeteria. Yep, we definitely have a problem here, but this is no place to get perplexed. I've got to get my wits about me and prove how things happen once and for all. Alright, Mr. Wright, let's hear your explanation. How did the witness get the bust from the cafeteria back to his room? Do I use monkey now?